Cyndi Wikens wakes up in the hospital. She's just coming out of a coma, 5.5 weeks in the coma. Young mother. Life is going good until this, what she thinks was a terrible flu, turns into a flesh-eating disease. You come out of the coma. Your wonderful husband, Mark, is standing over you. How did you process when he's telling you, Cyndi, your hands and your feet had to be amputated?
At first, I was really taken back by the look of love in his eyes and how powerful it was. And when he said the words, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't understand how God could do this to me. How could he let this happen to me? And I entered what I call in the book the space in between, that moment in between trial and how we're going to overcome it. For me, that was a very difficult time. And I asked the question we always ask, why me? Why would you do this to me? And then I had to come to terms with that, to terms with how I would take care of my children without hands and feet. How would I take care of my family or do anything for myself? I had no idea what my future looked like. And God just spoke into me over and over again.
What was he saying? What were you feeling? Because I know you, while you were in the coma, you were having dreams too.
I
that
did.
Things were going to be great and you're fine. Now you're facing this reality and the Lord's speaking to you. So what was the impression that you were getting and how was he speaking to you?
Well, he spoke to me in different ways. He spoke to me when I cried out to him and said, how could you do this to me? My son doesn't even know who I am.
He's 3 months old.
3 months. And he said, you know what to do. You adopted. You know all about attachment parenting. You know what to do. And all I could see was these books about attachment parenting sitting on my side table at home. And I said, but how will I know when he knows who I am? And he said, you'll know the day you leave him and he cries for you the way your daughter does.
Oh, wow.
It took 18 long months and many tears and heartbreak that I can't even describe for him to do that. But one day I walked across our front deck and he cried for me that exact way.
Wow. So Cyndi, I mean, you know, I've met you today as we're, you know, doing this interview. I met Mark. And I've watched, you know, you speak on the internet. You're a terrific speaker. God's given you opportunities. How have you been able then to reconcile this loving God and what happened to you?
Often people ask me, would I do it again? And I think the most beautiful thing about this story is that through everything, through the pain, through the surgeries, through the aching hearts of moments of tears where Mark and I don't know how we're going to get through, God was there. God was in every moment. And God had a purpose for this. And he took this girl who didn't know her purpose and gave her the ability to tell a story that inspires people in dark times.
No, you're a breath of fresh air. So what is it you, when you're speaking to people, what do you tell them? And what would you tell people watching today that maybe it's not, you know, loss of limbs, but a loss of somebody they loved or sickness is, you know, interfered in their life and their way that they're able to work and raise their family? What encouragement would you bring?
That life is going to bring trials, no matter what, loss of any type. But in that moment, that space in between, we have an opportunity to latch on to Jesus because he wants to carry it. He wants to take it for us. And just let him do that. Take a breath. Let him carry you. Let him take the pain and let him make something absolutely beautiful out of it.
And we talked about this when we had you and Mark on a previous program. That's how he found Jesus.
Yes.
When you were in your coma.
Yes.
That's where salvation began for him.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you wouldn't have done for that?
Oh, my family has come through to Jesus through that. And for me, I am so blessed. So blessed.
Well, Cyndi, thank you very much. The book is called Shine On. It is an amazing book, well written, and the story will bring you to tears, but it'll also give hope. And I thank you for the hope that you've brought to all of us today.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you again And if, you know, maybe your church want to bring you in and have you speak.
Absolutely.
All right. And this is just an amazing lady. Hey, and whatever you're going through today, again, maybe not what Cyndi went through and what Mark and a family went through, but there are always people standing by to give a call. 1-866-273-4444 is our prayer lines, and we'll have more of 100 Huntley Street right after this.